The participants in the National Solidarity Encounter, most of whom have benefited from Belize's long friendship with the island nation, are calling on the Belizean people to assist where possible with the following resolutions read out by Joshua Magana.
Invite all organizations and individuals of goodwill of Belize to join us and express our decision to, and these will be our declarations. Number one, express our congratulations to Comrade Miguel Diaz-Canel Bermudez for his recent election as President of Council of State and Minister of the Republic of Cuba. 2. Ratify our support to the Cuban people and its government in the battle for the total and definitive elimination of the blockade that the U.S. maintains for almost 60 years, with terrible effects on its spheres of life, and demand the return of the territory illegally occupied by the U.S. naval base in the Cuban territory of Guantanamo Bay. 3. Stand out the efforts of the Republic of Cuba to strengthen solidarity and cooperation among the nations of the continent and to defend the condition of Latin America and the Caribbean as a zone of peace, agreed at the second summit of the Organization of Latin American and Caribbean Countries held in Havana in 2014. 4. Encourage the creation of spaces, workshops, for discussion and education in educational and cultural institutions throughout the territory of Belize in order to know and disseminate the Cuban reality and provide opportunities for reflection and debate. 5. Accompany Cuba in its different cultural events, and that on the occasion of historical dates celebrated in Belizean territory as an expression of our solidarity. 6. Promote the participation of young Belizeans in the International Solidarity Brigades that every year travel to Cuba through the Cuban Institute of Friendship with the People, ICAP, to hold meetings with the Cuban youth and participate in their activities and exchange experiences. And number 7, convene the National Meeting of Solidarity with Cuba in Belize in 2019 in date and place to be defined.
The walls of the Image Factory were adorned by Cuban art and exhibits, including Yasser Musa's own ebook, 61 Hours in Havana, recalling his experiences as a guest on the occasion of the annual May 1st parade. Special guest from Cuba's Institute of Friendship with Peoples, Yaya Varela, details her country's special relationship with ours and how it will help Cuba to survive in a post-Castro era.
Belize is a young nation to which bonds of friendship and solidarity have united us before gaining independence. The sympathy and mutual support has always marked the relations between our countries, from the difficult days of the arduous negotiation in the international arena for the right of the Belizean people to be free and independent, where Cuba ratifies its unconditional support to that noble and just demand, going through collaborative projects in health, education, and sport that since the end of the last century were established, benefiting thousands of Belizeans. Cuba has also counted these days with the Belizean support in the heroic battle against the genocidal economic, financial, and commercial blockade imposed by the United States against our people, and in the crusades against the media war of the transnational of misinformation. Our struggle now to prefer of socialists, preserve sovereignty and independence, defend our gains, and achieve higher levels of development is no less difficult than in the past years. But we are better prepared, we have more experiences, we are strength and value our cause with the unity of the people and with a culture of resistance sustaining in the decision not to surrender and resist the price that is necessary.
And Cuba's representative in Belize, Ambassador Lizette Perez, says her country will continue to follow the example of the late Fidel Castro Ruz in shaping their future.
We continue to believe that a people well educated, with health, jobs, and spiritual options, as culture and sport, is a people very resilient to continue growing up despite any kind of adversity, and is what the Cuban people is. And realize that when you read when you hear the message that you receive from the students, from the graduates. The Cuban Revolution has been a short piece of time in the middle of the worldwide history. Of course, 59 years, remember, in the middle of the worldwide history. But the particularity of Cuba is that we had a leader, the commander-in-chief, Fidel Castro Ruz, that we pay tribute today. He's with us today also, who know very well the history. He decided to not wait to solve the problem of our people. He sacrificed his life for us and decided with brave energy transform the reality of Cuba. Cubans, guided by Fidel, did a real revolution. We didn't ask for our rights. We fought for our rights.
Aaron Humes reporting for News 5.